Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast. You know we're on podcast now?
Yes.
This is so awesome. netnewsnetwork.net. I just wanted to say just a quick disclosure about netnewsnetwork.net. If you get your feelings hurt really easy, you don't want to watch this podcast. Lots of fantastic talk show hosts are on there. And I'm just glad to be part of it. And I do appreciate Maury inviting me to have my show on this podcast. I think it's pretty awesome. But again, thank you so much for watching. I have my very dear friend with me right now. Her name is LaRue Hardinger. She is with the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation. And man, we've been going at this, or well, you've been going at it. I get to report it for how many years now?
Well, now you kind of took part in a little bit.
But so you're coordinator, right?
I'm the coordinator.
So now, what does a coordinator do?
Everything.
I was going to say, okay, let's make it quicker. What does a coordinator not do? Do you sweep the floors? Well, you've done
yes,
that too.
I do that.
Never mind. So you just make sure this whole thing
I'm the
is
chief cook
going.
and bottle washer.
So, and the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation has been around how long?
Well, we just celebrated our 75th year.
Wow.
Now, our local one we're in our 11th campaign.
I was there almost at the very start. So I've been hanging around with you for what, 10 years now?
She knows as much about this as I do.
No,
really.
I never could know. There's so
I'm
many.
thinking about just kind of letting her, be the coordinator.
Way. I would not know what to do. I would be like, all those Marines would be making fun of me all the time. So, but there are so many things, so many spokes to this wheel that make it work.
That's true. There are.
But the main thing is everybody has a heart for it.
Well, there is, and I am paraphrasing this, the mission statement of the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation, which is nationwide. And that is, it's a simple thing. It is to get the community involved, to collect toys, new toys, and or donate cash donations or, of course, monetary donations. To buy new toys and get them into the hands of children who would normally not get anything for Christmas and in our coverage area. And
boy, don't
that's
they.
not all. That's not all. They had one more thing to it, which really, to me, means more than anything. I mean, yes, it means a lot getting toys to kids at Christmas who would not get anything. But it says in order to bring hope, to give them hope for the future. And then most of them, and you would be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't, at the number of people who come up to us and say, you know what, when I was a kid, our family got help from Toys for Tots, and therefore I want to donate. And they do. They grow up to give back. And it creates better citizens out of them. It makes them have a heart for the same children that are experiencing the same difficulties. So it's to bring hope. And if you stop and think about it, hope is really right up there with almost the most important things you can think of, because without hope, what do people do? They give up. And many people even go so far as to take their own lives just because they feel like there is no hope and it's not going to get any better.
And it's not only for the kids, but for the parents too, because I've been on the situation. I was divorced once, and I remember that first Christmas, I was like, Brad's going to have, Santa Claus has got to come see him. And I was sweating that year out. I did not, I took it harder than he did.
Sure, you hate to see your children go through that when they're maybe used to getting a little more. And I went through the same thing with my 3 little boys, single mom, and between jobs, and I signed up for public housing. I signed up, with the employment agencies, and they even put me in, Section 8 housing? Was it Section 8 housing? And I was fortunate enough to get a house instead of an apartment, but that only lasted 6 months. But for that time, I also had to get help with things such as toys. So I know exactly how it feels. It's terrifying for the single parent, man or woman. We do have single men, single men who are parents, do have, custody of the children. But I've seen it all.
You have grandparents too that are raising their grandkids. Can they get help as well?
Yes, they can. They can get help if they are the legal guardians of those grandchildren. They can. And in some cases, if it's in the process of them gaining the custody of the children, but it hasn't been completed, if they can just show that they're in the process of doing what they need to do with the officials in the court system in order to, and with the DHR, to get this under control and make sure the children are cared for in their home. If they can show that when they just turn in their application, that's all they need to do. And it's really very simple. If you want to apply, go to the DHR in Fort Payne, 2301 Briarwood Avenue South West, and just go into the food stamp office. It's now called the Food Assistance Office, and it's very short and sweet. You can pick up an application, fill it out there and turn it in, or you can take it home and fill it out. But if you do want to do it there and get it over with, which I would recommend, just take with you something that shows you are who you are, your ID. And it doesn't have to be a driver's license. It could be a passport. It could be something like this. Or it could just be a government issued photo ID. And also, after we know that you really are this person, we have to know you live in DeKalb County, because our coverage area is just DeKalb County as far as Toys for Tots. Now, the Marine Corps League, the Northeast Alabama Marine Corps League, is actually the sponsor of this program. And they cover all of Northeast Alabama, but we are two separate nonprofits. We have to reapply each spring to be reaccepted into the program of the Marine Toys for Tots, and based on our previous experience and performance and so forth. Of course, we've always been reaccepted in the program, into the program. And then I have to apply as coordinator, and trust me, they do a thorough background check before. But that's comforting for you to know that every coordinator has a thorough background check before they're put in charge of this. And we have nothing to hide; totally transparent. They audit all of our records internally, and also. They even send someone to count any leftover toys that we have, because technically they are their toys. It is their money we are collecting, and we send it to them. They put it on our purchasing card, which is only used by the coordinator to purchase toys or supplies for, like, say for instance, paper towels for our warehouse for while our team is bagging toys, things like toilet paper, things like that, But we have to keep it at a ratio of no more. We cannot go beyond 15%, 85 toys, 15% supplies. However, I would like to brag on our particular campaign, because this past year we kept it at 3%.
Oh, wow.
So
no doubt she knows how to squeeze a penny out of every nickel. I'm telling you.
Well, yeah. I'm pretty good at that.
That sounds like, yeah, it does. And it says a lot about the whole industry.
But I can't do it without the cooperation of the vendors. The person who is selling me this item, okay? The businesses. So when I tell them who I am, what I'm doing, and ask them if they can, help us out by giving a discount. And by the way, any discount they do give us, which they usually do give us, help us out. If they choose to do so, we can provide with them a letter, that they can use for tax deduction purposes if they want that. There's several who just say no, that's okay. But then there are some who do want that. So, long story short, without the help of the community, we could not do this. So we thank you from the bottom of our heart. But back on the topic, so I don't get off track of the application process. because that's not far away. October may seem far away, and you guys are going to be thinking about Halloween. So mark it on your calendar so you won't forget. And the longer you wait, the closer it gets to Halloween. You forget, it's even easier to forget. So just take with you your photo ID, something to show that these are your children or that you have legal custody of them, and to show that they're your children. You can take their birth certificate, their insurance cards, whatever. And then we need to know that you live in DeKalb County, so current utility bill with your name on it.
Current
with the address, of course. And then, of course, we need just to get an idea of, okay, why you're here, what's going on in your life. Are you having, and you don't have to be on public assistance. There's so many people now, because of our economic conditions, that are just barely making ends meet, even though both parents are working. And it's hard for those folks to ask for help because they're not used to it. So don't be embarrassed. Our numbers are growing each year, and this is the reason, because of the economic fallout of all of the past recent years that you are aware of, I'm sure. So we are here to help. All of us are 100% volunteer. We have a great team within the Marine Corps League. A lot of the Marines' wives are on my bagging team. They bag the toys. We start bagging toys November 8th. So you guys who want to donate, I want you to encourage you to think about donating early and watch the stores for the sales.
Yeah, because they'll start way before the Christmas season.
I have one lady, and I want to brag on her. Now, there's many I could brag on, but this lady, she has actually developed problems with walking even, and she has a farm on Sand Mountain, but she lives in Georgia, but her brother lives out here on the mountain, so she comes every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, helps out with the farm. She's also taking care of her 104-year-old father, and she takes the time to shop the sales. This woman knows how to shop sales better than I do.
We need to go hang out with her.
And trust me, she drives her pickup truck, and she calls me, and every month she brings a pickup load full of what, and she will call me first and say, what do I need to buy? What's on your shopping list? What do you need most? And that's what she goes shopping for. And so far she has delivered once per month, last month and this month. I've met her at our building where we do the sorting. And by the way, thank you to the City of Fort Payne for providing free use of that building. That is truth. We could not have a campaign without a building. And also to Randy Wilson, because a realty and storage, because he provides us a separate building for the big items like bicycles that would take up so much room that we wouldn't have enough space where we're bagging toys. So thank you, Randy, for that. And the City of Fort Payne, and even the city, for the first time last year, this past Christmas, the city employees actually did a toy drive within, in-house toy drive. That's the first time they've done that. So thank you to the employees and they contacted us. There's just so many. I don't want to leave anyone out, but those are ones that just pop into my mind. But this particular lady has been bringing over these toys and dropping them off, like when we have setups at Walmart. Thank you, Walmart, for letting us set up out front and accept toys and monetary donations, and also Big Lots and also Bruce's. Those are the three main ones. Bruce's in Rainsville and Fort Payne allow us to do that. Big Lots has always allowed us to do that, except for 1 or 2 years. They backed another charity and we couldn't, but now they're back on board with the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation, and they are now a national sponsor. So the employees there were about ready to cry when they found out they couldn't help us, but they're very happy now to be able to help us again. So thank you to those businesses for those things. And almost any of those that we go to make a major toy purchase with, toys that were not donated, almost always they will give us a bulk discount. because it is Toys for Tots.
LaRue, we're going to have to go into a commercial break, and we'll be right back in just a minute. Time flies. We'll be right back. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Hardinger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Hardinger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Hardinger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Good afternoon. We are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. Find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications. That's in North Alabama. Then you can also find us worldwide, basically. We're syndicated on Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And that's a fantastic, I love Roku, Apple TV.
I've had someone ask me this week, they're on television?
Yes, we're on television. You can find us. You can also find us on a podcast, and that's netsnewsnetwork.net. And like I told you before, if you get your feelings hurt, you don't want to watch that station. I watch it. Maybe I just don't have enough sense to know when my feelings are being hurt. But anyway, we're all for the truth, and that's what it's all about. LaRue Hardinger is with us, and she is with the Marine Toys for Tots, and been knowing you a long time.
I feel like I've known you my entire life.
A bunch. Well, hey, yeah. So,
I do.
It has been
There
a long
are certain
time.
people, you guys can relate, that you've met maybe a decade or 2 decades ago, but you feel like you've known them since you were born. I mean, you just automatically connect, and she's that type of person, at least to me. And I don't want to get too mushy here, but
and then sometimes we can, like, we're both busy with our careers. I mean, we're both like super busy. By the way, Toys for Tot it's not just Christmas when you're working all through the year.
yes.
And sometimes projects will take hold maybe in springtime, and then you have to get things done operating.
I'll
with
give
that.
one example. This weekend, and I'm giving Ollie's a plug in Scottsboro. Wait, now, just because we serve in DeKalb County and we can only solicit donations in DeKalb County, we can purchase anywhere we want to. And Ollie's in Scottsboro, I personally get that coupon in my email that with one entire purchase you can get 20% off, 20% off or 15% off entire purchase. So I watch the sale papers, and if it coincides with my coupon and it's got the toys I need, that our shelves are bare, and I know they're way too expensive without the coupon, I will go. That's what I did Sunday night, and they had so many items that we needed that we were totally out of. I want you to know, store manager Billy Mann and the one cashier who was left, and I apologize, sweetie, her last name, I can't remember her name now, but she worked just as hard as I did, and he did too. They actually went behind me with those big U-shaped carts, and we filled up 4 of those and just probably a dozen regular carts of items that we needed terribly, and that would have been over our price cap, which is $35 a toy. And they worked with us, well, actually it was me, because it was Sunday, and most of the time I don't ask my volunteers to work on Sunday, but normally I would have had some people of our group to help us. But I just want you to know what kind of folks they are and how they want to help Toys for Tots. And so basically, I ended up paying out of money that you guys have donated. And I manage it so well, I make sure I have what I call seed money left, so I can shop early in the year or all through the year, the next campaign. We're not rich by any, and we don't have this money, we don't have that much money. But the money we do have, if I come across a sale like that, I am not going to let it get away. So, ended up spending $6,000 for approximately, I would say, double that amount of toys. Because they were already marked down. They did a big buyout. They did a big buyout. I don't know if I can say the name of another very popular, very big department store. I will say that. I can say that years ago they bought out Toys R Us. And this was another buyout of another store that's just about as big as that one, if not bigger. And I knew.
So they're good quality toys.
Oh yes. They're worth much more than what Ollie's normally sells them for. So they were already marked down. And my strategy is, Okay, I'm giving away one of my secrets, but my strategy is if I buy everything you've got of this item on this aisle, how much more of a discount can you give me? Can you
Always. That's a businesswoman for you.
Okay.
And she is handling the money you give in the way I would want you to handle
But
it.
if they don't give me the discount, I don't buy it. Or if they don't, I mean, I know how to walk away. And that's one of my strategies too. Walk away. And they'll say, wait.
He who speaks first loses.
And they'll say, wait a minute. We can work out something. That wasn't Billy though. Billy's always anxious to help us. Yeah. But anyways, he was just so helpful.
Billy's wonderful. Bobby Ledbetter, Twin City Used Car Sales, was feeding folks. He let us use that parking lot out there too numerous times.
I know, he's wonderful. And he's also going to support us again this year, even though all of the troubles he's had the last couple of years, with having to relocate.
Yeah.
But I talked with him and he said, we're going to help you in the same ways that we've always helped you this year. So that's the kind of guy he is.
I couldn't tell you, and I didn't know whether I needed to mention it or not, so I talked to him earlier. And so we needed to buy another vehicle. And so I thought, well, he's not going to go back in business. So several months ago, I got in contact with Bobby. I said, Bobby, please, we got to have another vehicle. I said, so you're not in the car business anymore. Who should we buy from? Because I only want to buy from him. And it just broke my heart. And then he said, Miss Donna, he always calls me Miss Donna. Don't do anything yet. Don't do anything yet. And I went, but we're driving each other crazy. We have like one vehicle right now.
Save our marriage.
Help us. And he said, trust me, Miss Donna, don't buy anything yet. And I'm like, can't you tell me? What are you talking about?
He's not telling us where it's located, but he has told me, and sorry, Bobby, if I'm going too far with this, but he wanted to assure me we still had the use of the wrapped trailer for Toys for Tots, and they were going to do everything they've done, including when we set up at the fairgrounds in October. We can't give out food, but Buddy, he can, and he sets up his trailer that's wrapped for Toys for Tots right beside of our canopy while we're giving out crayons and coloring books. He's giving out candy.
Yeah. You know how Bobby is. He really cares for the community. I have never seen a businessman like that.
And he lets nothing stop him. If he runs up against an obstacle like he has this past year, he finds a way.
I knew he would. I just knew he would. There was just that confidence about him.
He has let me know that he's going to be okay, and that I'm not quitting down. Yeah, we're going to find a way. So you guys who want to buy from him, he's still got cars for sale.
Hold on. Just hold on. He's going to
even now, I'm sure if you contact him, you can find a car. But anyways,
less than a minute.
Okay. I don't know unless somebody has sent in a question. Really, what else I can throw in there? But what I was talking about to get back on track was Ollie's. We filled up my pickup truck, which is an extended bed, and it was piled up. And it looked like, the Grinch.
When he's going down
the hill, he's got all the town's toys. That's the way my pickup looked. And we had a stretchy net over it.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe you made it up the mountain.
We looked like down the mountain, up and down the mountain.
Up and down. Because you're going from one mountain to another.
And we did, and I was going 45 miles per hour, and I was looking for cops.
I wish I could have been there.
But listen, that wouldn't hold it all. And they were all in bags, and it was had been raining, but God smiled on us, and the rain blew over just in time for us to leave. But he crammed his SUV full.
That's the barking dog telling us that we're done.
And
we're going to take this up, though. You're going to be right back.
Anyways, when you see Billy, tell him thank you for helping Toys for Tots.
And go shop with him, okay? Lots of great deals, great prices, great everything, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you for watching The Edge. My name is Donna, and I'm your host. You can find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. I can see what you're doing, LaRue.
I know.
And you can also check out the podcast.
Yeah.
Net News Network.
We're still little girls at heart. We like to cut up.
Well, yeah, only when we're around each other. I see her at meetings, and she's just...
No, I'm
but
not.
Yes, you are. And then when we get together, it's like we're little girls all over again. Thank you for watching, and thank you, LaRue.